Hello, welcome back to the Boardgames 4K YouTube channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews, playthroughs, unboxings, and we generally like to talk aloud bollocks about tabletop gaming in general. And in this video we're going to be talking about a classic character selection game by Bruno Fadutti, I think his name is, and we're going to be talking about Citadels. And in this game you will be selecting characters that will give you a special ability. You'll be taking money, trying to build districts that will give you more points than everyone else, that will allow you to win the game. So in this video I'm going to be giving you a very brief overview of the rules, but be telling you what we do like, we don't like, and we'll come back and we'll tell you whether or not Citadels is still worth playing 10 years after it was first released in 2010. So remember, if you are new here, then please consider subscribing to this channel. Leave a comment in that section down below. We'll see you after this. So, Citadels, how'd you play this game? So Citadels comes with a bunch of character cards. It comes with a bunch of district cards, and what you're going to do, you're going to shuffle the 8 different character cards, and you'll take a random card, you'll place it face down in the center of the table, and this card will be hidden throughout the game, so you don't really know which characters are in the game and which ones been put to one side. So next thing you'll do, the oldest player will look through all the different characters and they'll choose one and put it face down in front of them, and then they'll pass the character deck to the player on their left, and then they will choose a character, and then we'll go around until everybody has chosen a character, or until all the characters are either in the center of the table or been chosen or whatever, right? So there's no characters left. So all the characters have a number from 1 to 8, and this is the order in which they'll be activated once you're in the next phase, and they also all have a special ability. So we'll give you a quick run through of which characters are in the core game of Citadel. So we're not going to bother with the bonus characters that are included in this game, right? So here are the core characters. So character number 1 is the assassin, and this card will allow you to nominate another character that will be basically taken out of the game when they are activated, right? So it's nice and simple, yeah? Basically you can eliminate a character, and the player whose character is eliminated will miss their turn. They'll sit out of the game until the next round. So number 2 is the thief, and what you'll do, you'll nominate a character, and when they are activated you will announce who it is, and then when that character is activated you will nick all of that lovely juicy gold that they got stashed away under their mattress, you know what I mean? So number 3 is the magician, and what you can do, you can exchange all the cards in your hand with somebody else's cards, regardless of how many you got and how many they got, or you can discard a certain number of cards, up to you how many you discard, and draw that many replacement cards from the deck of district cards, right? So number 4 is the king, and what you do, you'll get 1 gold for every yellow district card that is in the game, right? And these district cards have got a suit, they've got a different colour, right? And there's 5 of those, and also they've got a points value that is down the side, right? Got to remember, you can never have 2 identical types of district in your city. So the king will give you 1 gold for every yellow district that's in your city, and you'll also get the first player token, which is that weird looking yellow thing that looks like a piece of mutated sweet corn. So number 5 is the bishop, and you'll get 1 gold for every religious or blue district in your city, and you've got the added bonus of your districts not being able to be destroyed by the warlord, and that is powerful. So number 6 is the merchant, and you'll get 1 gold for every trading green district in your city, and also once you've taken an action, which we'll talk about after this, then you get to take an extra gold. So it's a good way of building up your gold supply in it. So number 7 is the architect, and you get to draw 2 additional district cards on your turn, and also you can build 3 districts on your turn rather than 1. Know what I mean? So if you want to be a bit flush, get a bit of real estate under your belt, the architect's a bloke to go to, innit? So number 8 and the final character we're going to talk about is the warlord, and you'll get 1 gold for every military or red district in your city, and you'll also get the choice of destroying another district, either your own or somebody else's, and all you got to do is you got to pay one less gold than what that district is worth, and you'll just destroy it. It's like having your finger on the red button, isn't it? So once everyone's got a character, or two characters if you're playing a free player or an odd player variant, then what you'll do on your turn, you'll get to take an action, and you've got two choices when you take an action. You can either take 2 gold straight out of the bank, or you can decide to draw 2 cards from the district deck, choose one to put in your hand, and then choose one to stick under the deck and discard it, you know what I mean? So the second thing you can do on your turn is you get the choice to build a district card. And all you got to do is you've got to pay the money that's on the card, and you'll put it face out in front of you, and that will be part of your city. And some of the purple cards have got special abilities. So you might have the Great Wall, and this says the cost for the Warlord to destroy any of your other districts is increased by 1 gold. Or you may choose to build the library, in which case if you choose to draw cards when you take an action, you get to keep both of the cards that you've drawn, right? So that's really, really powerful. So these purple cards do ramp up the tension in this game quite a bit, you know what I mean? So each character, like we said, has got a special ability. You can use that at any time on your turn, but you can only use it once. And then step 4, once all the characters have been called, you'll go through from 1 to 8. Then they'll all be returned to the deck, and you'll go again until someone has built their 8th district. You'll finish the round, and then you'll go to a bit of endgame scoring, you know what I mean? So you'll add up all the points that is on your districts, and you'll add them up. If you've got at least 1 district in all the 5 colours, then you'll get an extra 3 points. The player who was first to build the 8th district will get another 4 points, and all the other players that managed to get 8 districts in, but after the first player that got all their 8 districts in, will get another 2 points. And the player with the most points will be the winner of Citadels. So what do we like about Citadels? So the first thing that we like about this game is that it scales really, really well. You can play this with 2 players. Okay, that's not ideal, but when you get into 3 players to up to 8 players, it works really well with all player counts. Mr. Fadutti has been kind enough to present us with some really, really well worked out variants that allow 3 players or 7 players to play this game adequately well. And when you're playing 3 players, all you're going to do is that you're going to have 2 roll cards instead of 1, and it works really, really well. So the game does scale surprisingly well for a tiny little card game like this, you know. So the second thing that we like about Citadels is that not only do you get the core game with the 8 characters, but it also gives you some extra bonus characters, and it also gives you some extra bonus buildings. So some of the bonus characters you got the Witch, and it says after you take an action, announce the title of another character who you wish to bewitch, and then immediately on your turn, when the bewitched character is called upon, its player must show his character card, take an action, and then immediately end his turn. The bewitched character cannot use his character's ability before you take over, you know what I mean? So that's quite powerful, right? You've got the Emperor as well, so you receive 1 gold for each noble yellow district in your city, and when the Emperor is called, you immediately take the crown from the player who has it and give it to a different player. The player who receives the crown can choose to give you either 1 gold or 1 district from their hand, blah, 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 and it goes on. There is another 9, maybe 10 if you include the artist and the queen together. There's 10 extra characters, and the fact that you've got like basically what amounts to an expansion in the core box, right, is phenomenal value for money. Super duper. So the third thing that we really like about Citadels is that you get this feeling that you really want to take control of every character in the game, you know what I mean? When you're actually trying to plan what you're going to do and what other players are going to do, you're thinking, oh, I really want the assassin, you know, because I really need to make sure that I kill off that thief because I've got a heap of gold there. But you also want to use that gold to build as many districts as you can. So you're thinking, should I take the architect as well? So you're constantly trying to weigh up what's best for you, and also what is going to deprive the other players of doing you damage. And there's this lovely sort of binary opposition in choices. You're thinking, am I going to take a calculated risk, or is that calculated risk actually just a foolhardy gamble? And that's a really, really nice tussle you've got to come to terms with in your mind when you're playing this game, and that's really fantastic. That's what we really, really like about these role selection games, especially Citadels. So the final thing that we really like about Citadels is that it's not the first player that gets to 8 districts is going to win the game. It's the player who has the most points. So if you go mental and you stick to your 5 or 6 point buildings, you might only have maybe 3 or 4 of them, and that could still win you the game, because you're only going to take that architect maybe once or twice, or maybe you're just going to go all out and build as many 2 or 3 point buildings as you can that are going to get you a lot of gold with the king and with the bishop and all that sort of stuff. So the fact that it's not a race to see who can build as many buildings as quickly as possible, it's who can be most efficient when they're building them buildings, and that's really good, right? So what don't we like about Citadels? So the first thing that we don't like about Citadels is the fact that when you take your turn and take an action, you can just scoop up 2 gold. And that seems like a sort of a bit of a cop-out, you know, but it feels like to us that you just sort of, the designer was just thinking, shit, you know, like there's not enough gold in it. What can we do? Oh, we'll have an option to just take 2 gold from the bank. And why? Why would you take 2? Why would you just get 2 gold? I mean, okay, you can say, well, it's income, but you've got the option of taking it. So that thematically, that makes no sense. And it might be an easy way to get money in when you're actually playing a game, but thematically, that doesn't make any sense to us. So I ain't got a clue. So the second thing that we don't like about Citadels is it can drag on a little bit too long. It's like listening to your mate in the pub tell a story, and it just goes on and on and on, and you end up thinking, oh my god, I'm too polite to tell him to shut the up, you know. And this game, whilst it's fun, it maybe 8 districts was a little bit of a stretch, you know, because this game can drag on. We've played this for nearly an hour. I know it's a horror show, but that is a reality that sometimes, especially when you've got a warlord in play quite a bit, which is going to destroy a few districts, that could lead to you banging your head against a brick wall. So the final thing that we don't like about Citadels is that you're going to have to get yourself a really decent player rate when you get this for the first time, because there are quite a few exceptions. It's quite difficult. Well, for us it is because we're stupid, but it's quite difficult to remember what each character does and what the exceptions are when you're activating them, because I think one of them is where you can't do something to the assassin or the player that the assassin is targeting or something like that, and we always forget that. And we downloaded player rate, and some of these nuances weren't on the player rate, and it's like, oh crap. And they're in the rule book, of course, so you've got to be passing this rule book around when you first play it. And you know, okay, it's a minor quibble, but it's still a pain in the neck nonetheless. So to summarise, is Citadels worth playing today and in the future? So we're going to say yes, we enjoy Citadels to this day. We've been playing this for donkey's years, and we'll continue to play it till the cows come home. It's a groundbreaking classic that redefined what could be done with these role selection games. Took the idea from Puerto Rico with the role selection, and it picked it up and ran with it. You know, that role selection mechanism morphed into something new and fresh, and it could be seen as slightly dated because subsequent games like maybe Mission Red Planet and Masquerade, which is also designed by Bruno Fadutti, is sort of took the same sort of thing and sort of improved on it somewhat, but that's another video. It's still fun, it's still a wonderful game. It's recently reprinted a couple of years ago in like a big box version, which we haven't had a look at, but Citadels, we're going to give it 4 out of 5. We still really enjoy it. There's still that sort of meta game that goes on in your head where you're trying to second guess what your opponents are trying to do. So there you go, that's Citadels. Remember, if you're new here, please consider subscribing to this channel. Leave a comment in that section down below. We'll see ya next time.